Alright, hey music producers and sound designers, welcome back to the stream. Tonight we'll be diving into designing another sound with Reaktor. So we're going to use our sound design tool of choice and we're going to design some sounds. So I'm going to open up my favorite tool, which is Reaktor to design sounds. And we're going to work with building out a sound today. So we're going to start off with a blank patch. It's going to look something like this. And we're going to build out from scratch. So no presets, all from scratch right here. I'm going to start off with our basic components. It's going to be a node in. And we're also going to need a VCA. So this is what our basic starting point looks like from a completely blank slate. So I'm going to add oscillators, filters, whatever else we need to add to make this a unique sound. So let's get into it. So the first thing we need to actually add is something we can hear the sound source from. So that's going to be our sound source, which is our oscillator. So we're going to connect our pitch to oscillator. I'm going to bring my oscillator and you're going to get a nice bright sound with this. I'm going to connect it to the next thing in our sequence. And that's going to be our VCA. You're going to get some output sound. Let's listen to that. So right now we're getting some sound into our oscillator, but I want some control over that sound. So I'm gonna filter our sound, just like we do in production. So I'm gonna filter it, and I should now have control over that. So you can see we have some filter control, and this takes it from a static sound to being a little bit less static, and adding more. Cutting out the highs. So now I'm going to bring in some oscillation to our frequency. I want it to move a little bit more. So let's modulate it a little bit. So I'm going to modulate the waveform this time. Let's see what downward sounds like. Let's do a little bit. Let's change the waveform. A little more random movement. So we got a nice little bass sound working here. And I'm going to now just add some control over the actual VCA so that we can turn this on and off. So we have control over this VCA volume. So you can see the little bead working, going from side to side. I'm really liking this deep bass. It's a nice sound. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save that sound. So that sound's going to be called whatever we want to name it. So I've named my sound. We've got a nice instant deep bass that we can use in our productions that's evolving. So let's make a little loop out of this. Okay, let's capture that. We can go ahead and quantize some of these notes. hit that command U to quantize, or go into your quantize settings. We can change the setting. We can also adjust the velocity of notes over time, and we can also change the envelope characteristics. But we're not going to mess with that right now. I'm going to do note expression. Just I think that this might be beneficial. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, that first note is not playing. Go back to the notes window. That's how you switch between them. You want to click between your launch, your notes window, your envelopes window, and note expression window. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out, but that's another pro tip for you. Use your windows. There's a notes window, envelope, note expression. This is Ableton 11. I believe it's very similar in Ableton Live 12. But yeah, use the windows to go between your views. So you can see I'm sliding between that note. So another little note expression here. Okay. Just erase that note. Any bad notes you want to just get rid of. You can go here. Okay. We can go ahead and add some layers over this. Just to get a finalized sound. I'm gonna go ahead and resample because I want this as an audio track first. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so there we go. Got that. And now we are going to mute out the first track and just listen to the audio. We got a bass loop here. It's just going to name that. And then okay, so we named our audio. And now I'm going to add in another layer just to demonstrate how we can use this in a track. So that's our finished loop there, using Reaktor, creating our sound from scratch. A simple build. We've created something that sounds great in our productions. So I'm going to go ahead and add some drums just to finish it out. And very simple production, very simple percussion. So we're going to hit some percussion here. Looking for open hat. Or like a snare. Yeah, that sounds better. Okay. Let's turn the metronome on. Let's see. Okay, let's do it again. Add the metronome. Let's move this around. Play with the timing a little bit more. Okay, we'll move that. Okay, I'm liking that more. So I'm going to take this part. So we're going to go ahead and chop off any extra. Okay, so we got a little loop going. That's great. So I'm going to fix our sound a little bit better. Mixing as we go. Okay, and then we'll bring a limiter. Some EQ on this or drum bus, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, yeah, time to add a little groove, maybe a little percussion, more. A little bit of melody. Let's test that out. Just to give you an idea of what we can do with this production. Hopefully you learned something from this session. That's a little loud. Try looping this section. For this section, we can change up the instruments a little bit. So I'm thinking to go to your collection. So hopefully you get the idea of how you can incorporate this sound design into your productions on a regular basis, enhancing your productions and making them something you want to listen to. So we're going to go ahead and add another layer here just to finish it off. But yeah, let's keep going. volume down on this key. Okay. Let's play the chords in. So we can record these in. You might not have to do it in real time. You can probably play it in one time. Oop. Okay, so let's do it. Let's record that in. I'm gonna hit the chord from the very top. Let's do a count in. So you can go up here and you can count in your section if you'd like to, or you can do no count in. We'll do 1 bar count in this time. And then we'll go and we'll hit record. Oh, that was kind of quick for me. So since it was a little quick, I'll just do 2 bars. That's it. Oh, let's do it again. So it starts right on the number, like very quick. So, okay. Starts on the 7. Okay, hopefully I got the notes in. There's a little space on the end. Sometimes you gotta watch for those spaces and make sure that you're cleanly copying. Those are some beginner things that tripped me up in the beginning with production. Was sometimes I wouldn't get a clean take and I'd have little extra clips, edges, and it would be hanging off the edge like that. And it was like, why is it not lining up? Well, that's the reason why. Because you're not lining up your clips. So we don't want this to sound just regular. So we gotta enhance it. We gotta add a little bit of like flavor, a little dynamics, a little air. Add some of this. We're gonna turn it down. And there you go. You have your finished loop that you can incorporate into your productions. Just gonna do a very rough arrangement just to get the idea across. whole thing and shift it a little bit to one side. That's another little trick I learned. Just putting your clips on the grid so you can time them. So you have more control over your timing. Because you can visually see your markers now, where they're supposed to go. I know these ones shifted a little bit. You could move it back and figure out where they're supposed to go. But I think I locked them in time. That's automation. So yeah, I'm not sure how to lock these in time. If anyone knows, let me know how to do that. And there we have it. We have ourselves a little loop, a little production that we can build off of if we want to create a song or a full production. Hopefully you learned something from the session around sound design and using sound and incorporating it into your productions. I do offer a full sound design modular deep dive, link in the description if you're interested in joining that. And I do these streams nightly, so stay tuned for future streams and let me know what you'd like to see in the comments, or if you didn't like it, let me know. If you liked it, let me know. But I'll see you next time. Peace out.